Hello, and welcome to Sustaining Youth. I'm your host, Timothy, and I want to thank you for being here for the very first episode of this podcast. It means so much to me. Launching this channel today is incredibly meaningful, not only because it's Valentine's Day, but because it's also my 52nd birthday, so I can't think of a better way to start this year of 2026 off with a brand new podcast about beauty and health and exercise. We want to explore what it really means to age well, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And this podcast is about interviewing people that have those kinds of practices, that have the mindset to stay strong and keep connected and inspired, no matter the number of age you are. For our very first episode, I couldn't imagine a better way to start and a better topic and a better guest. This episode is called Beyond the Bar. And I'm joined by Anna, a studio instructor, a Pure Barre studio owner, a movement expert, and a very dear friend of mine for many years. Anna is someone who truly, and I mean this, embodies discipline and grace both inside and outside her Pure Barre studio. Together, we're going to talk about the power of Pure Barre, the evolution of fitness, and how mindful movement can transform not just your body, but your confidence in your entire life. Whether you're deeply immersed in fitness, or if even you're just like beginning your wellness journey, this conversation goes beyond exercise. It's about sustainability, balance, and showing up for yourself, which is so important. So thank you for pressing play. Remember, at the bottom of your screen, if you would please press subscribe, I will be able to bring you better content on an ongoing basis. This podcast is filmed in my studio, which is also mine and my sister's business, which is a spa. I'm an esthetician, and it's called Timothy's A Spa. So let's get started. Okay, so welcome Anna of PUREBARREKENWOOd. I am so excited for this conversation. I can't tell you. How are you?
Thank you. I'm great. Thanks for having me.
So where I kind of want to start with this is, after we discuss everything that we're going to discuss today about exercise, small movement, strength, the mind-body connection, like how would you say a person's life might change if they take it to heart and start doing Pure Barre?
Yeah. I think when someone really commits to Pure Barre, you commit to a lot more than just working out, because what you find with class is that you're building these you're building muscle, you're building strength. At the same time, to get into that place of building strength, your mind is getting stronger. You're committing to something on a daily basis or weekly basis, and just that like overall healthy habit will truly like make your life overall happier. Like I always say, it's just like this healthy addiction.
Well, I know for me, I've not been doing it all that long. I've just had my year anniversary with you guys doing it. And I can just say, like, everything in my life has been affected, from my personal relationships to, like, I had to put air in the tires of my car the other day, and I've never been in a squat for 20 minutes straight, pumping without my lower back caving in and my back going out for a couple of days. So, I mean, that is how it's impacted me. Now, like, how did you first discover Pure Barre in the very beginning? Where did you hear about it? Where did you go? Well, how did it all start?
Gosh, it was back in 2013.
Okay.
I started at the studio location in Oakley. And an ex of mine at the time, we were living in Oakley.
And this is in like Cincinnati, Ohio.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I was in college, and I walked into the studio, and Leah, the owner at the time, just instantly we had a connection, and she offered me class, and I took class. And then right away I started working the desk because I was just like kind of Hooked. Yeah, I loved how sore I was from the workout without feeling like I was in pain. Do you know, like it was like a very hard workout without like making me.
And you were how old?
I would have been just 20.
20.
Yeah.
And like before that, like growing up, like did you take dance? Were you athletic? Were you big into sports?
Yeah, I did have a dance background. I did ballet and tap like all through my childhood, into high school a little bit. And then I just always have had a love for working out. Like at a young age, I remember just being into group fitness. I always really connected to women like working out together, that just like that energy of that, and just people being together with the fun music.
Yeah, the
So
community
Pure
is
Barre,
huge
yeah.
there. It's palpable when you come in, and there's not a lot of interaction between people, but it does feel like a home and a family.
Yeah,
very
I feel like when
much.
you're all doing something hard together and then you get through it, it's
Well,
just
back
awesome.
then, when you walked into that studio and met Leah, who was the owner and instructor, like that very first class, what was it like for you? What went through your mind? What happened to your body? Like, can you
Yeah.
remember? Can you go back
I mean,
then?
my first class was, I just remember being like, kind of like, what happened?
Right.
You know, like, what did I
Right.
just do? I remember like how sore my abs were and my arms the next day. And be like, okay, I did something. But then what I loved is just like every time I went back,
Right.
the instructors just, helping me like work on my form, how it would every time be hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, my first class, I really remember, like, I always tell people I kind of feel like I blacked out in a sense, but in a good way.
And like,
it was hard.
what do you think was after that first class, like that initial hook that made you eventually go for the long term with it?
In the sense of like having my own studio.
In the sense of sticking with the Pure Barre workout
Yeah.
before owning the studio, like sticking with the Pure Barre, what happened to your body that made you stick with it?
Yeah.
I guess.
I remember at the time, and we still have this guarantee, but if you take 10 to 12 classes in your first month, you'll see changes in your body. So I just remember in that first month seeing changes in my body, feeling stronger. I was a runner at the time.
Yeah.
My mile per minute, I remember like I decreased my time by 2 minutes, which is like a lot.
Just after 8 to 10.
It was like my first first
1
month
month.
to 2. Yeah,
Wow,
I was
that's
young and
amazing.
like obviously it was
Yeah.
easy. I feel like now maybe it'd probably take a few more classes.
Yeah,
But yeah, I just had an instant like it works, and the technique of Pure Barre really is something special.
Like for the listeners out there, like that have never taken a Pure Barre class, like how would you describe it in the most simplistic terms?
Yeah. I always just say it's small isometric movements. So you're working every little muscle in your body with control. So you're learning how to squeeze your muscles and build strength over time.
Yeah.
The joy of Pure Barre is that it is like a slow, steady process, right? Like it's taken a year, but a year, a lot of times people don't stick to something that long. So it's really cool that you've stuck to your workout that long.
I know. I mean, I remember
but it's
the
so
first,
doable.
I like remember the first month and feeling muscles that I had never felt in my body before. Do you know what I mean? Like I had just never really worked out before, so it was very transformative my first month.
That's awesome.
So what would you say that more so from other different fitness workouts, what would you say it makes Pure Barre stand out alone?
Yeah. For me, it has been always the community. I remember just like instantly, yes, I loved the workout, but I felt something energetically. And the people that are attracted to it have just, there's something special there. I experienced that at a very young age of like having the women of Pure Barre kind of support me through hard times.
Like I know that, I mean, I look so forward to class, and I'm so excited when like somebody I work out with on a regular basis comes in and they're by me on the bar. It really engages me more, and it could be a 70-year-old person. It could be a 50-year-old person like me. It could, God forbid, it's a 20-year-old person. Why are such small controlled movements like so effective? Like the resistance, the lower weights.
Yeah, it just being able to put your muscle. So when you do those small little movements, over time as you build strength, you eventually find that shake that we refer to.
Yes.
And once you find that quiver and shake in the muscle, it does start to burn fat and release some sort of like tension.
Okay.
And it's just that it's a very slow consistency in the muscle that you're building. And a lot of times when you use a lot of weight, not, their strength might not be there necessarily, so you're injuring yourself. So one of the nice things about Pure Barre, there's just really limited injury,
Right.
because you are working at such a safe level.
Yeah, and I think that's also a myth that's out there that you have to protect yourself from Pure Barre, but in fact, if your core is stronger,
Yeah.
you're going. That will
it
help
takes
you.
time. Yeah, there is a side of Pure Barre where, yes, you're building strength. So I will say, sometimes we are building the strength in your lower back too.
Yeah.
So there are times where it's like, oh, it is a little bit sore.
Right.
Because we are doing a full body work every time you come
Right.
to class, which
Right.
is a lot.
Right.
That is a
Right.
lot on every day. I'm always amazed. Like, this is a full
And
workout.
classes are like, I think they're like 50 minutes.
A full
aren't
50
they?
minutes, lots of mobility and stretching.
Can you explain the importance of the mind-body connection in Pure Barre? Which
Yeah.
came late to me. I think I was in such a fugue state in those first few workouts.
Yeah, there's a lot going
because I
on.
never worked out before. But
Yeah, so you're learning so much those first few classes. And I always say Pure Barre is like a foreign language where you really
Yeah.
are learning a whole new technique of like how to move your body, how to think. You're listening in like a new way that we don't always listen to in our
Yeah.
day-to-day lives. But the mind-body connection really is designed, well, just as a human, our brains are really powerful. And so whatever you're thinking about, you're going to be doing that. And so I just know personally what I always loved about Pure Barre is sometimes I'd be going through something in life and I'd go into class thinking about it. And then I'd come out of class and I'd think, wow, I didn't think about whatever that hard thing was. Like, I
Right.
just spent 50 minutes actually thinking about my body. Like,
Right.
is my core pulling in? Are my shoulders relaxed? When you think about your form and your alignment, you're not thinking about the other things in life.
Right.
So that's part of the mind-body connection. It's
I
just
see.
taking your
Yeah,
mind
that makes
out
perfect
of
sense.
what's going on in your life, which we all have hard things or
Right,
busy
right.
things, and focusing on yourself, focusing on, the muscle you're using, because class is kind of broken into little sections. So it's
Okay.
nice. Like, okay, I'm working my upper body, thinking about your upper body, so forth.
What well, you mentioned this, but let's unpack it a little bit more. Like, what role does posture and alignment play in preventing injury?
Yeah, I would say it's very important, especially in a class like Pure Barre. We are worried about, or we are looking for good alignment.
Yeah.
Just like that tall posture means that your core is engaged, your shoulders are back, and then the movements are so small. So just keeping your
Just
tailbone
sitting here
underneath
looking
you.
at you now, my core is
Right,
engaged,
we're
my
sitting
shoulders
taller.
are back. And why, and this is kind of more of a personal question, but I think everybody out there probably wants to know, why does it burn so much when you're barely even moving?
Yeah, it's that consistent tension of the muscle just being under your body weight. Like
Yeah.
it is cool that you're able to control your body if you
Yeah.
think about it. So
Yeah.
you're putting your legs when you do a little pulse.
Yeah.
It's just that consistency of subtle tension.
Okay. So walk us through a typical Pure Barre class, and let's just say, because I know there are different categories of classes. There's like, what are there, 4 different categories?
Yeah, 4 different formats.
So let's start with classic Pure Barre. Why don't you walk us through a Pure Barre class from warm up to stretch?
Okay,
Just kind
yeah.
of-
So a full 50-minute class, we do have your full body warm up, but I always tell people it's a lot of core, finishing with a really strong plank. And the idea with that plank is that it's like your first challenge of class. It's a 90-second plank every time you're in classic, which is hard. I remember the
is.
first time I did it, I'm like, I can't do this.
Well, I mean, it was probably 8 months before I could use a plank as catch up on my breathing and
Yeah,
stuff.
but that's
you know?
amazing. Like, it's a
Right,
very hard
right.
full body. So you do your plank and your push-ups. We come up, we do weight work. The weight work is a really nice section these days. It's full body still.
Okay.
The bar work after your warm-up and weights is focused on your thighs.
Okay.
And this, to me, I always loved thighs, like being a dancer. It's
Yeah.
just the part of class that I feel like is the
Yeah.
most like ballet-like.
It is very, yeah.
And then we head right into a stretch, and that stretch is really important because after you put all that tension into the muscles, we want to lengthen it. And so that's where part of that long lean muscle comes in.
I see.
Is like the quick stretch after the muscle building.
Right.
Yeah. So after stretch, we head into seat work, and then we work your outer seat, and then what is known as our Pure Barre ledge. So your hamstring into like the glute.
Right.
It's fun, like you're thinking about each little section of the body.
Yeah, I battle the Pure Barre ledge. That is
Yes.
that is the warrior that I battle against. So what is the purpose of the equipment, the ball, the tubes, the light weights? Like, how do those all come into function in the workout?
I think it just adds different elements to class, ways to add resistance. Something with Pure Barre that I just really have loved is that we've been around for over 20 years now. So it's like we're able to just keep building into the workout, and just those little pieces of equipment can make such a difference.
And like it's cyclically, the workout does change, right?
We get new choreography every quarter.
Every quarter.
Yeah, and then the warm-ups are always changing as well. There's 3.
Now, this is also a little bit personal, but I'm sure everybody out there that's into music probably feels the same way about me. Because you guys are like DJs and movement instructors, Pure Barre instructors. So how would you say the music influences the experience when we're working out?
Oh my gosh, it's so much of it. I always say it's a musically driven workout.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that playlist is like,
key.
Yeah, it's key. It's huge. I love the music is designed to just kind of help you zone into yourself. Hopefully there's less distractions because everyone's listening to it. And yeah, it's such a I find music to be just like a very powerful way to push through.
There are moments when I'm working out where a song will come on. It might be Whitney Houston. And I'm about to die. I'm about to lose it. I'm about to cave.
Yes.
And it inspires me through it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I really get that. What physical changes do you usually notice first?
Yeah. For a lot of people, your cellulite, like on your legs, is going to tone up. Your arms are going to get toned really quick. I find that we do a lot of push-ups and planking. I feel like upper body is so strong. And then core, it's a ton of core work. And then
I know
just
in my
overall
work, just sitting behind an esthetician's bed, working on someone's face where I'm slightly pitched forward, like my posture is so much better. Recently, a friend was from out of town staying with me who hadn't been in town for a while, and she was just like, your posture, Timothy, has changed so much.
Oh, I love to hear that.
Which just made me feel really good. How does Pure Barre complement someone's other workouts, their personal trainer, their gym cardio, like all that stuff?
I always tell people it's just like the perfect complement because it's so low intensity. You are able to do other workouts with it, like weightlifting or some sort of other form of exercise. It complements it because it's a lot of mobility and just I feel like Pure Barre is like injury prevention in a sense.
Yeah, and balance. It's improved my balance so much. Like as I'm getting older. And this is another myth I think that's out there, that people of a certain age can't do Pure Barre, but is Pure Barre effective for all ages and fitness levels?
100%.
100%.
Yeah, and men and female.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it benefits everyone.
Yeah.
In different ways.
I'm sometimes the only guy in a class, but not always. Sometimes there's 3 or 4 or 5.
I know.
Right?
Yeah.
So what are the biggest misconceptions then, would you say?
I would say a lot of people think it's too hard or that they're going to get injured. Yeah. And I feel like both those things, I always tell people, when something feels too hard, there's room to give yourself grace.
Yeah.
Take time, like be okay not being good at something.
Yeah.
I feel like it's hard as a human to not be good at something.
Yeah.
So like give yourself that grace to take time with that.
Yeah.
And we're going to, as an instructor, just always make sure that you're not getting hurt. It's like I do really pride my team on how good they are.
Well, your entire team, because I've experienced them all, they're constantly walking through in between us, making sure everything's in check. You know what I mean? makes me feel very
Which is
confident.
We're looking out for everyone.
Especially in the beginning, I was coming at it from a place of fear. So to have that
you've
felt really
grown
good.
so much.
Do you feel like you need past dance experience to have success in the class?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I think it makes it more fun if you like music, right, and you're listening to it. But it's not a dancer. It's not a dance class.
Right.
The overall workout was designed by a dancer to like give you a dancer's body, in the sense of long lean muscles.
Right. So can Pure Barre really build strength without heavy weights? Like, you know, I think the heaviest weights at the studio, are they 20 pounds?
The 20 pounds, yeah.
And rarely do you see, maybe some of the guys occasionally, and some of the really powerful women will use the 20-pound weights, but it's mostly lower than that. So I'm just fascinated by how that happens.
Yeah, it's more the toning of the muscle.
Yeah.
There is obviously strength being built.
Yeah.
It's a different type of lifting weights, like those 20-pound weights that we use in our legs, than like if you were to go to like a big box gym and use a leg press.
Right.
But yeah, you are still building. I mean, we do amazing lunges and squats, and the leg work and strength you're building in a defined class, which is one of the other formats. Is really amazing.
Why do you think Pure Barre has stood the test of time? I mean, like you said, 20 years. That's pretty phenomenal. It's, you know, it's everywhere. Are they all over the United States? Can you find a Pure Barre in any state, probably?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I'm pretty sure we've expanded to like Australia and Canada too.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So we've just been able to, they just keep the workout. You know, it's a really good workout. The technique behind it truly is something that works for everyone's body. And I think once you find it and love it, it's hard to do anything else.
What excites you most about the future of Barre Fitness? Like, what excites you?
Yeah, I think just over the last few years, mobility has become a bigger...
It has.
I think people are realizing the importance behind it. So Barre is such a full body experience that you're getting with the... You know, you're getting to focus on yourself and build strength, and you're doing these movements that you don't do in your day-to-day life.
Right.
So it just, makes me excited to know that there is a future for Barre, that it's not going anywhere.
And to kind of wrap this up just a little bit, where can listeners find more out about the studio near them, or people here in Cincinnati that might be watching this podcast? Like, how do they find?
There's 7 locations in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area. And so just online, you can Google Pure Barre. You can put in your zip code, and the nearest location will come up. We do have an app too.
Okay.
And then for PureBarrekenwood, if anyone listens to this podcast and wants a free class, just send us a message on Instagram or send an email.
That's so amazing.
Yeah, we would love to do that. It'd be so fun.
Well, Anna, this has just been so exciting to like dig deep into everything that I've been doing for a year. I can't thank you enough for coming in and sharing all your knowledge. I did want to tell everybody out there, later on in the spring, early summer, I do want to do a follow-up session with Anna, and we're going to go actually into the studio, and there's going to be a model, and you're actually going to see the work on the bar. So be excited for that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for pressing play. Don't forget to subscribe. This has been the Sustaining Youth channel. I'm Timothy with Anna. Bye.
Bye.